Hey guys, George Mulligan here. I'm one of the athletic trainers on campus at Penn State Altoona, and I want to run you through some basic stretching exercises. During this time of social distancing, everybody's spending more time at their computer, sitting at their desk, and I know I'm guilty of it too. That computer sucks me in. I look up, and the next thing I know, I've been there for 3 or 4 hours, and muscles and joints are stiff and sore, and I'm like, gosh, got to do something. So I'm going to primarily be focusing on lower body stretches. I know we already have another video in the series that focuses on the upper body. So we're going to run you through some lower body stretches and hope that this helps you out. And that's my little stretching partner, Noel, in the background there. He likes to photobomb. So here we go. So what's important when you're stretching, three things that you should always remember are the three T's, and that's time, tension, and temperature. Okay, so what we want to do for temperature, we want to get the blood flowing to the muscles that we're going to stretch. Okay, so very simple, we can march in place. So you can set a timer, use your watch, whatever you have. While the commercials are on, roughly about 30 seconds, right, on TV, right? So if a commercial comes on, whatever timing device you have available. So you want to do these ideally 30 seconds to a minute. So what we're going to do is alternate. So I'm going to bring kind of like my right knee to my left arm. It's just a march in place. And nice and easy like this. If you have some balance issues, now you can march actually back and forth if you have space. If you have some balance issues, right, we can do this. And then switch sides, right? Use a couch or a chair to steady you, okay? Next thing we can do, right, we call them monster walks. And what a monster walk is, right, we're going to come straight up in the middle, out to the side, back down and around. And straight up in the middle, out to the side, back down and around. And again, you can move forward with these, right? We can move backwards, or you can steady yourself if need be. And then what we're going to do, just, again, 30 seconds to a minute, and then we're going to change directions. So where we came up and went out, now we're going to go out, come up, and into the middle. So the first one we were in the middle and went out. Now we're going to come out into the middle. And the same thing, you can move forward, right, backward, or steady yourself with the couch. Some simple jumping jacks, right? We can sit here, jumping jacks, get the blood flowing, right? 30 seconds to a minute. So grand total, 2 to 4 minutes, blood's pumping, you're nice and warmed up. So now we're going to go into our first stretch, right? Simple toe touch or forward fold, as they call it in yoga, okay? So what we're going to do, I'm going to turn to the side here. We want to keep good posture, okay? Not this, rounded shoulders, rounded hunched back, okay? That's what happens, that's what the computer does when it sucks us in, right? So we want to stand up nice and tall, chest out, shoulders back, chin up, feet roughly about a shoulder's width, maybe a little wee bit wider apart. And we want to hinge and bend at the waist, okay? Legs straight. So if this was all the further that I could go, stop right here. Because if we start bending the knees, we're taking off, right, one of the T's, tension. Keeping the knees straight, we maintain tension, and that's what we want. Remember, time, temperature, tension. So we got them warmed up. Tension, right? Time, we're going to hold this stretch for about 10 to 15 seconds, and we're going to do it 2 to 3 times. Real simple. Okay? Good posture, right? We don't want this. Back straight, like so, and touch. Now, if you have some issues with flexibility, a little prop you can use, common household item, a little waist can, right? If your flexibility is not so good, keep in that same form to the top of the waist can. And then as you get better and more flexible, turn the waist can on its side. And then eventually take the waist can away to the floor. So I like this kind of stretch because we're hitting, right, a lot of muscle groups at once. The glutes, right, and hip, the butt muscles, the hamstrings right here in the back of the leg, and a little bit the top of the gastroc or the calf muscle, okay? So the next exercise we're going to do, we're going to work the front, the hip flexors and the quads, okay? And it's a simple lunge that we're going to do. So I am going to step back with my left leg, I'm stretching my left leg. In this case, this is the leg that's getting the tension. I just simply step back. Again, make a little wider stance. You're more stable. Okay, and we lean into the stretch. So how that looks from the side is like so. Okay? I don't want this foot to be back. I don't want my knee to be bent like this, where my knee is way over my toes. And I don't want it to be back here either. I want it to be just about a 90-degree angle, and when I lean into the stretch, my knees cover the tips of my toes. My toes disappear. I can't see them. Now, some augmentations to this stretch that we can do, right? We can put a little side twist this way, get a little more stretch into my down leg, right? Into those hip flexors and the quads on my left leg. Right? I also feel a little bit of a stretch here in the buttock and in the hip, right, of this right leg. Another variation, stretch to the inside. Now I get a little bit more of the groin muscles and the muscles on the inside of the leg. And we stretch this way, okay? Again, we're going to do 10 to 15 seconds, 2 to 3 times. Voila, magic. The other thing you can do is incorporate a little bit of breathing, right? So as you go into the stretch, right? So if I'm going into my stretch here, I'm going to take, and we're going to inhale, exhale. And relax into that stretch. Usually, you want to try to exhale twice as long as it took you to inhale. Not a big deal, just a little something to think about. You can try it, incorporate it, see how it works, okay? So, we've done the quads, right? One's on the front, done the glutes, hammies in the back. We're going to work on the calf muscles. So, we're actually stretching 2 different muscles here, right? The calf muscle on top of the calf that everybody, you can see and feel. Gastroc knee is your gastroc, okay? Soleus is right underneath of it. They sit one on top of the other. So, we're going to stretch the soleus first. So you can use a couch here, right? And it's kind of like your lunge, but it's shorter, okay? And we're going to sit. I'm stretching, in this case, I'm stretching the back leg. So it's like I'm sitting in a chair. Remember, soleus, sit, okay? And where you should feel the tension is down here towards the bottom, your Achilles tendon, and into your heel. So soleus, sit, okay? Toes pointing forward, none of this. Don't want the toes twisted. Going different ways, both toes pointing forward. To get the gastroc muscle, we're going to go into that more classic lunge. And now we're going to straighten that back leg, and you should feel the tension up here on top of the gastroc muscle. So, again, soleus, shorter, and we're going to sit, okay? Now, if you're not feeling the tension, you may have to play with the position of your foot. So you may have to slide it a little closer, slide it back. And with both of these stretches, though, you don't want that heel to come off the floor. So if the heel's starting to creep up off the floor, right? So now maybe my leg's too far, so scoot that leg in a little bit, okay? And again, 10 to 15 seconds, 2 to 3 times. Real simple. So just a couple more stretches here. And this one we're going to do is your classic hurdler stretch, right? So again, it's kind of like I'm sitting forward. My left leg's going to go out roughly 90 degrees. My right leg's going to come in. Again, making like a right angle, 90-degree angle. We're sitting up nice and straight. No slouching, no rounding. Bending at the waist. And stretching. Okay? Again, if your flexibility isn't that great, no problem. Simple beach towel, right? Bathroom, house towel, whatever you have. Toes up, again, no flopping the foot either way. Toes up nice and straight, towel, and we stretch as far as we can go. Keeping that good posture, no slouching, no rounding. And we're going to do both sides because we have 2 legs, right? So don't just stretch the left one, stretch the right one. I know I'm only showing you the left one, okay? So again, we're working, that's hamstrings, maybe a little bit of the gastroc muscle. Next stretch, I call it the crossbody stretch, and this is one where we do multiple muscle groups again. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay on the floor. And again, you can use the towel or you can use a belt, right, for this one. It doesn't matter, you can use it for both of them, whatever you have available. So we're going to take the belt or towel or whatever. Again, foot up, right? Now with this, we can, again, if you can get the foot up this high, great. If that's all the further you can go, that's great too. That's why we have, right, a little assistant. And with this stretch, it's kind of hard to do without something, a towel, a belt, whatever. So, stretch here, and then what we do is we come over to the side. That's why I call it the crossbody stretch. Again, keeping the knee straight, tension, right? 3 T's, time, temperature, tension. Keeping the knee straight, right? You'll feel it here, the buttock and the hip, the hamstrings on the back of the leg, and a little bit into the gastroc. Again, if you can't come all the way down, that's fine. If that's as far as you can go, great. We want to keep the good form. That's the most important thing. One final one that we can also do, right? The butterfly stretch. So since we're sitting here, all we do, keep bottom soles of your feet together. Slide the heels in towards your butt as close as you can get them. Grasp underneath. And just let the knees fall out to the side. No bouncing, right? You didn't see me bounce in any of the stretches. Nice, even tension. Breathe, right? There you go. That's 10 to 15 seconds right there, easy. Again, from the side, good posture, right? Back straight, chest out, shoulders back, chin up, good posture. And again, 10 to 15 seconds, 2 to 3 times. Hey guys, I hope this video helps you out. I want to encourage everybody to stay safe, stay strong, and we will get through this. We are Penn State.